everybody. It's time to do some numbers. You can see them hanging above my head. What we're going to be doing today, we are going to be looking at numbers as words. Now, whenever we use numbers in our maths book, we always write them as numerals, like this, as the numbers, what you're used to seeing, okay? And some of you are going to have a little bit of practice making sure that when you've written your numbers down, that you've written them correctly, because our brains have got a little bit tired and have forgotten the right way around for some of our numbers. That's okay, because practice makes perfect and marvellous mistakes are what help us to learn. So today we've got a really tricky job, because did you know, even though we write numbers as numerals, we can also write them as a word. So if we were reading a story that said, one day in Fernhill, Miss Nixon came to Glenboy and had to teach the children through videos. Who would have ever thought, boys and girls? But when we write the word one, we wouldn't write it as a number. We would use our words and our sounds. Now, some of these words would be in our high frequency words, our tricky words. We can't always sound them out. So if you use the YouTube song, the big number song, and it will show you the number and how it's written as a word, and that will be able to help you. I would really, really love to see children not just copying though from that YouTube video. Have a listen a couple of times, get yourself familiar with some of the words. You could make some flashcards with mummy and daddy to practice them if you wanted, okay? And then you can get to your writing. So, Miss Nixon has given you some numbers which I would like you to write in words. Now, one is a really tricky word, but I know lots of you will be familiar with this because we will have done it when we're practicing our reading, okay? So, even though we're doing maths, it's still super important that we practice our letter formation and make sure that our writing is neatly presented, okay? So it's an O, N, and an E for number one. Ask mummy and daddy to have a check. Use the video on YouTube to see if you've spelt or you've written the correct word, and then move on to the next one. My next one, who knows what number this is? You could do it. Diane, number 3, tree. This one I could have a go at sounding out using my phonics, my brain, what my brain already knows. Remember, the one sound that you're allowed to stick your tongue out to, Miss Nixon. 3. So I need my tap in the hat. Remember my tall letters. E. And then last but not least, remember to ask mummy or daddy to give it a check, isn't it? Or nanny or granddad or your big brother or sister, whoever's there to help you. And this number is 14. Now 4 is another one of our tricky ones. It sounds like or, but there's a silent in there. So it's o, 4. So this is how I would write if it was on its own, the number 4, but I need 14. I can use my phonics. T, E, N. And if you want to have some extra practice with those numbers, boys and girls, you could ask mummy or daddy to write the numbers down on sticky notes or on little pieces of paper and hide them around the house and shout a number out to you, and you need to go on a hunt and find that number written on your sticky note, which will be posted somewhere in your house, okay? It's all about practice. These are really tricky, but I believe in you. I know you can do it, and with a lot of practice, we will get there. Good luck, boys and girls, and don't forget to send your learning in on Seesaw.